So I actually don't know what a DBH is, but upon Googling, I seen that it's a doctorate of behavioral health. And I also noticed that many of the programs, well, there's only really a few programs, but of those programs available, most of them are online. The other thing I notice is that these programs tend to advertise that you'll be prepared to work in integrated primary healthcare settings, which is amazing. And with that being said, psychologists, so those who have a PhD or PsyD in clinical, counseling, or school psychology, and are licensed, they can also work in integrated primary healthcare settings. However, when you think about the scope and preparation, I'm not sure what kinds of work a DBH might be doing. For me, one of the major selling points of becoming a licensed psychologist is that you can re-specialize at any point in your career. And so you have more options and more breadth to work across populations and across settings. Additionally, when it comes to licensing across the states in the United States, there are some states that are a little bit more strict in who can provide services in specific settings. And so they might be a little bit more stringent on we only are accepting a PhD or PsyDs in clinical counseling or school psychology, or master's level licensed social workers or marriage and family therapists. And so with that being said, I am a little bit wary when it comes to newer training programs, newer credentials, just because it isn't as well established and other folks might not be as familiar, including those at the state licensing level. Now, because I am a licensed psychologist, a school psychologist, and a BCBA, I'm not really sure what field you're coming from out of the people who follow me, but I noticed that you have ABA in your username, and so I'm curious about how this might be advertised to those already working in ABA. For example, I know that some folks, if they're wanting to pursue a doctoral degree, they might pursue a doctoral degree in ABA. However, I do understand also that having a BCBA versus a BCBA-D, there's not really too big of a difference in terms of what you're being prepared to do, aside from having more research experience and maybe more of an opportunity to engage in academia. So my last advice to you would be to think about what population or what kinds of clients you want to serve, what types of clinics or settings you want to work in, and to think about your state or where you are geographically and consider a variety of credentials that might be applicable to those client populations and those professional settings. And I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful providing useful information, but if anyone out there is pursuing their DBH, has more accurate information, or knows of successful graduates, please comment them below so that we can share resources on this newer program.